Okay, this is one I have. So what I will do, first in order to write the CTE, you should always have with, then you will give the CTE. CTE means common table expression. CTE name. Okay, then you'll give as, write whatever query you want. That's it. After that, then you use a CTE immediately. You have to use a CTE underscore name. If you don't use a CTE after writing this, it will throw an error. If you don't use a CTE after writing this, it will throw an error. It will not work. Now, but the best example we'll say, I'll give the CTE name as emp underscore CTE. Now in that I'll write select star from select star from emp table. Okay, then I'll call the, so I don't have this. I'll only execute the CTE now. I'll execute CTE. It will throw an error. But if I write this again, select star from emp CTE, then it will execute. It will not throw any error. See. So when I call select, what happens at the backend? This result will be stored in this name, and I can call that name wherever I want. But you can assume now you might be thinking, okay, I have a temp table too where I can store the data. But the temp table is, let's say you have a temp table. I'll explain the temp table too now. I'll go to the other window and explain the temp table too. Okay, so I have created one temp table. Created temp table here. I have created one temp table. Then after that, I have written some select queries. Select star from emp. Okay, next I write select star from emp. So this is emp1, this is emp. Then if I write select star from temp, it will work. It is going to work. Even though I created temp table at the beginning, I can use a temp table anywhere in my session. I can use a temp table anywhere in my session. But the CTE, once I create, I have to always use a CTE immediately. I can't write here one more query and I can't write the CTE here. Select star from emp. Okay, select star from emp and execute, it will throw an error. Because see, 5 records got inserted into a CTE. Okay, 5 results records got inserted into a CTE. It's fine. Okay, I'll write it. Yeah. Okay, but since I have called other table, it was the table results got executed, and you can see a measure. When I write again the CTE, it say invalid object name emp underscore CTE. I'll write emp1 this one. Okay, I'll write this as a emp1. emp1 has unique records. It doesn't have duplicates. Emp address has duplicate records. See. Okay. Now, if I execute this, it is going to throw an error saying that you have used a CTE, so you can't. Because this name, after creating a CTE, you have written one more query. After this, you are trying to call the CTE. CTE will be removed immediately after using the other statement. If you use other statement, automatically the CTE will be lost from the memory. That's the reason you have to use a CTE immediately after creation. You can't create it. Now the same thing what I can do here, you can use a CTE immediately with other queries. I can join the CTE here. CTE, okay, inner join on emp.empid equal to emp underscore CTE.empid. This way I can write it. It will work for me. Okay, I can use a CTE in the next query, but I can't use a CTE after this query. Next query is done. I can't use the same CTE again. Are you able to get my point?
So when you say we can't use it, like we can't retrieve the data?
Yeah, you can't call the CTE again. So what happens at the in the real scenario? What happens here? I'll explain the drawing so that you will be good. I have a CTE here. I have a temp table. Okay, the first step what I have created a CTE. CTE. Then immediately after creation, I need to call the CTE. Whatever I have created, I need to call the CTE. Call or use that CTE. Use CTE. Use means you can write select star from. You need to use that CTE immediately after creation. Okay. So what happens when you create it? The CTE will be a memory is created. A memory is allocated for the CTE where that output will be stored in the CTE. Then immediately after the creation, you can call the CTE and you can use that. Once that is done, when you go to the second query, select star from some table, EMP. Okay. Then when the other query continues, automatically this will be erased. It will be deallocated. But for the temp table, you have created the temp table in the step 1. Okay. Step 2, you add some operations, you add some queries. You have written some queries. Step 3 also, this is step 2. Step 3 also you have written some queries. In the step 4, you can call the temp table. It will still, the temp table will be there. You are going to lose the temp table only once you end the session. But the CTE, you can only use the CTE only once after creation. That's it. After that, the CTE will be erased.
Oh, okay.
So here, one other thing you need to understand: the temp tables are being stored on the table on the temp SSIS in the system databases tempdb. But CTE is not stored on the tempdb. CTE is stored on your system memory. Okay. CTE is stored on your system memory. Now, what will happen? So let's take, I got a server in Atlanta. Let's say you are sitting in Atlanta. The database is in UK. Now, when you run a query from Atlanta, so let's assume you have created a tempdb. Tempdb is going to store on the database. The database where the database is located on the UK. It is located in UK. So tempdb will be temp table will be stored in the UK. Common table expression will be stored in Atlanta. Common table expression will be stored in, because when you create the common table, it is stored in your local memory. Assume that you all are in Atlanta. So when you write the common table expression, that will be stored in your local machine. Okay, it uses system memory. Very good. Now, if you try to call the temp table, what will happen? That query will go here, and then that query will execute here, and then the output is again passed back to you. Here, if the temp table has more data, what will happen? The system memory will be, the network memory will be used for transferring the tempdb data. So you memory, let's assume there are 10 people who want to do the same process. So you'll be wasting the memory 10 times. You'll be wasting the memory for 10 people again. Or else if you use a CTE, what will happen? When you call the CTE, since it is located in Atlanta, you'll directly get from your local memory. It will not go to the server and get the CTE data. Are you able to get my point?
Yes.
Okay. This is the advantages of CTE. Now I'll show one more advantage of CTE is in the EMP table. In the EMP table, I got duplicate records. Okay. In the EMP table, I got duplicate records. Now I want to delete the duplicate records. Okay, I want to delete the duplicate records. So the first thing you'll be getting in the mind is, okay, I have started. Okay, the first thing you'll be getting in the mind is, okay, you can say, okay, temp table. You got one table here, table 1. It has a duplicate records. This has a duplicate records. What you can do, you can take all the records from it. You can take only a distinct records and store it in one temp table. Then after that, delete all the data from the T1. Then once that is deleted, then again you will take all the data from the only distinct data from the temp table and load it into the T1. After that, you will remove the temp table. That's it. Are you able to get my point?
Could you repeat that one more time for me?
Okay. So assume that I have a table 1. Table 1 has duplicate data. Okay. So duplicate data means table 1 has ID name. It has ID name A, 2 B, again 1A. This is the data it has, table 1. Okay. Now I want to delete the duplicate rate. In the year for ID 1 I got it is repeated 2 times. So what I want to do is I want to delete one record. Only one record from ID 1. Okay. So generally if you want to delete duplicate, if you write delete from table where ID equal to 1, the system will delete both the records. It will not keep one. It will delete all the records with ID 1. But my requirement is I want to delete only a duplicate record, not the other one. Okay. So what you are going to do, you are going to take only the distinct records, select the distinct star from T1 and load it into one temp table. We covered the temp tables, right? Just a few minutes back. You load all the distinct records in a temp table. So temp table will have ID name. It will have 1, 2, AB. That's it. This temp table will have this data. After this, once you load the unique data in temp table, you'll remove all the records from this T1. Then once you remove, then you load this data into the T1 table. So now the T1 table will have ID 1A, 2B. That's it.
Okay, got it.
Okay, this is the way so now you got two things. You cover the temp table usage too. Why do you use that? Okay. Now the same thing you can also, to delete the duplicate data, you can also do by using a CTE. Okay, first what I can do before the duplicate records, I have to explain the ranking function. I'll explain more about the ranking function. Just assume there is a function where you can rank the data. Okay, don't worry about this. You are going to rank them. I am going to explain later on. When we see the windowing function and ranking function, there we are going to see. Okay, partition by ID, order by name as RM. Okay, what this does, what the ranking this function does, it will check on ID how many IDs has been repeated. For each ID it will give a rank. See now, okay, are you showing another? Okay, it's EMP ID. I'll execute this. Oh, what is the name I have there in the EMP table? EMP name. Now I'll execute this. See, for 1 it has repeated 2 times. What is the rank I have given? 1, 2. 2 it is only 1 time, so you got 1. 3 again you have repeated 2 times, 1 and 2. So what is my requirement? Wherever I got the rank as greater than 1, I want to delete them. Do you agree this or not?
Yes.
So for that purpose, instead of going into the temp table and other thing, what I'll do, I'll create a CTE here. Create. Whenever you want to create a CTE, you'll have with statement. I'll add with delete duplicate DUP as bracket open. I'll close the bracket. Then after that, I'll write only select star from. Select star from delete duplicate where RN, because I have given the column LES as RN for this ranking. We are going to cover ranking later on. For time being, just assume there's a function like that, okay, where you can give the ranking based on the data. Rn greater than 1. Now you'll get the records 1 and 3. Now you want to delete this record, right? So just I'll write delete here. Delete means nothing but it will be deleted from the table. It will delete it from the EMP table. See. Now if I write select star from EMP, now the EMP table duplicate record from EMP table will be deleted now. See. There will be no duplicate record. Are you able to get my point? This is the one example you can use the CTE. What you did? You have stored the data into a name called CTE. Now you have deleted that one. When you delete the data from this CTE, it is nothing but it is deleting data from a table. CTE is nothing but it's a virtual for this table. Actually, CTE doesn't store any data. It will just store the data that you are in the table. When you execute the CTE, whatever the query you had given, that will execute internally. and that will be stored under this one. Okay, the same thing. Now what will happen when you do this? Automatically that duplicate records will be deleted, and in terms if the duplicates or records are being deleted from the CTE, it means that it is being deleted from the table. This is an interview question. Are you able to get my point?
So for CT, it affects the table because with CT, it doesn't really create a table like we do in temp table.
Exactly. It at the back end, it uses the it uses the table itself. It's a virtual.
Okay.
It will CT doesn't show any data. It will only execute based on the query that you are given. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. There are many things for the CTE too. Like if you go to the online, you can get many things for the CTE. Okay. The best, the one thing I can say is that when you see the view, there's a difference between view and CTE too. View is a physical located, and if you want to write some queries only for time being, then you can use that one. And basically there might be some times where in the companies you might face you might be having data like this. Okay, in the companies you might have the data where you'll have the data like okay, what I want to do is that I'll just get it. Yeah, select. Yeah, this is one example. Based on this, write the CT for this. Okay, I have a table 1 T1. The table has the ID. Okay, id name and modified date. Let's assume each one has two records, a b c, a b b c c. It is on all on Jan 1st. They were modified on Jan 2nd. Okay, now what I want is that in the table I want to get the output this way. Try to do this. If not, then we can discuss tomorrow. Okay, ID, I should get the ID. Name, first name, it should have the name 1. Next I should get name 2. If I have the name 3, then I should get the name 3. Okay, ID 1 2 3, name is A B C. What is that? This is the name, first time name based on the date. Second time name is A B B C C. If I have the third name, then I should get the name 3 also. Okay, are you able to get my point? Based on the date, you need to see which one is the first name, which one is a modified name. Like that, you have to do this. Try to do by using the CTE. It's the best example for the CTE too. Where you load the data, you will join the same data multiple times on different conditions. You will join it on rank 1, then you will join the same table to the existing table with the then other one with the rank 2. Okay, that's the other way you can do the CTE one. Everyone is clear with this?
Yes. So were you gonna show